Alright guys, today we are doing brakes on the Civic again. You might be asking, Kyle, didn't you just do brakes on the Civic like a year ago? The answer is yes. I don't know if I bought shitty brakes or they're cheap or I got a bad batch or something. The rears are completely done. I mean, it's metal on metal. I'll show you when we get there, but yeah. This time I went with the Power Stop. I guess they're the Evolution line. I don't know what that means, but I heard good things about Power Stop, so I ordered them through Rock Auto. Got all four corners, everything, pads, rotors, hardware. It was like $300 after shipping, like $310. So I feel like that's not too bad. That's a fair price. So yeah, we're gonna put in a couple hours of labor. Let's go do it. First step of the process, getting the vehicle lifted up. So once you got that done, you're gonna wanna make sure the front wheels are both chocked off. Then you want to disengage the parking brake. That way you can actually take it off. Once you have all that done, all the prep work done, then you can actually start tackling the brakes. So first things first, I like to get these pins out. I believe they are a 7mm Allen, if I'm correct, or it's either a 5 or a 7, but I'm pretty sure it's a 7mm Allen, like hex key. So you're gonna take your 7mm Allen and pop off these little, maybe, why is this on there so good? Jeez, oh Pete. Come on, you bastard. There it is. So you can pop off the little dust boot cover things, and you're gonna stick your 7mm Allen in there. Yep, 7mm, why can't I speak? 7mm Allen, then you go. These should not be very tight. Let's make sure, am I going the right way? I'm going the wrong way, shit. Make sure you're going the right way. There it is, that feels much better. Having one of these standard L-shaped Allen keys is gonna be very helpful because if you try to get a wrench or a ratcheting wrench or, you know, a ratchet or anything with a socket on, it's gonna hit the strut here. So having one of these is very helpful. Once you have it completely unscrewed, what you're gonna wanna do is kind of take your finger or something and slide that pin back. Just like that. Well, maybe after you take your tool out, that would have been smart. Uh-oh. Come on, baby. Oh, shit. Oops. Good start, Kyle, good start. As I was saying, once you get it all the way unscrewed from the, I guess, front side of the caliper, you're gonna wanna take your fingers or something and push it back just a little bit, just enough so you can pop everything off. Keep it out of your way. Now we have both the caliper pins, I guess, the guide pins or screws or whatever you wanna call them, unscrewed. Now what we're gonna wanna do is take this black module here. This is the parking brake module, or the parking brake assembly, I guess. What we're gonna wanna do is take this off the back side of the caliper here. So let's go ahead and do that. There are two screws, there's one here and one on this back side here somewhere, and they are 5mm Allen keys. These should also not be very tight at all. They should just be just a little snug, and then you should be able to get it by hand once you break it loose. Okay, so I'm actually under the car now. The other one is on the the very bottom end of the module or the parking brake. You might have to get under the vehicle to get this one. Now I have both of the parking brake screws out. We can go ahead and take off the parking brake. Oh God, I'm getting too old for this. Once you have both screws out, it should just kind of wiggle and pull right out. Let's see. Yep, it just kind of pops out like that. I know this can look real intimidating, but I'll cover it all with you, and I promise it's not scary. The scary part is getting it around the stupid brake line. Like that. There we go. And so I don't even unplug the thing, I just leave it plugged in and just push it off to the side. Okay, now we have the caliper pins unscrewed and the parking brake pulled away. So I guess next logical step would be take the caliper off. Let's go ahead and try to do that. Oh, I'm an idiot. You gotta take this thing off. Oops. I'm getting ahead of myself. That's better. Now it should come off. Oops, parking brake on. Okay. Take the pads out. Alright. There is the caliper. Look at that. Okay, now this is really important. Now that we have the caliper off and the parking brake unattached, you can see these little splines here. What you're going to want to do is take your ratchet. I'm using a 1/4" ratchet, and it's a 9mm socket. And you want to set it to tighten. You want it to be clockwise. You want it to tighten. What you're going to do is put it on here and tighten it. nice and slow until it bottoms out. It should be real easy. It almost takes no force at all. It's real easy. You're gonna wanna go until it bottoms out. I'm going the wrong way. So don't do that. Don't do that. Hopefully that didn't mess anything up. I mean, we'll find out here. It looks like I got grease coming out. I hope I didn't fuck shit up. Let's find out. But it should bottom out. There it goes. Okay, bottomed right out. And again, I did not push that at all. Hardly at all. I don't like that there's grease coming out of there, but I'm gonna leave that alone and act like I didn't see it. Now that we got the parking brake thing all put back in, we're gonna go ahead and compress this caliper. There's nothing fancy about it. You can use a C-clamp if you want. I have a caliper compressor tool, so that's what I'm gonna be using. Here's my fancy dancy tool. You're just gonna take one of your brake pads. I don't know if I can show you this with one hand, but so you're going to get your caliper here. You're gonna take your tool, stick one end in here, like that, and then I don't think I'm gonna be able to fit a brake pad in there, so we're just gonna raw dog it and not throw a pad in there, and hopefully I don't fuck up the caliper. I'm just gonna go slow. I'm gonna start real slow and go little by little, just enough until I can fit a brake pad in there. Probably about there. So we're gonna take it out, loosen it all the way up, and hopefully I can get a brake pad up in there. I still don't think I can get a brake pad in there. So let's continue. Yep, this should feel real smooth and easy. And in my case it does. It's not making any funny noises. It's not getting caught up on anything. It's real smooth and easy. Okay, now I should be able to get a pad in there. Perfect. Now I feel a lot more confident about that. Alright, and then you're just going to continue. You're going to go all the way till it bottoms out. Again, this shouldn't take much force at all. I'm barely twisting and it's going right in. There you go. Bottomed out. You're good to go. You don't need to go any further than that. Take your tool out. Take your old pad out. Now you are ready to put some new pads in. If you were doing a pad slap. In my case, I'm not doing a pad slap. I'm replacing this really beat up rotor too. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. Actually, I lied. We're going to go ahead and put the parking brake back on this so no more gunk can leak out of there and so I don't mess anything up. Now this can be a pain in the ass, especially if the splines aren't lined up perfect. There you go. Should be able to just push it on there. Let's throw those screws back in. I gotta get under the car to do the other one. And these screws do not need to be very tight, just tight enough where it's not gonna go anywhere. I feel like, I have no idea if it's true or not, but I feel like these parking brake assemblies are probably not the cheapest thing in the world. I also feel like they're probably not the most fun thing in the world to try to replace. Now we can go ahead and take the caliper bracket off. I have absolutely no idea what size nuts those are. I guess they'd be bolts, but you get my point. How about a big old 17? Let's see. 17 is the winner. It is a 17 millimeter. There's no way I'm getting Big Bertha in there, so I guess it's breaker bar time. How do I just know this is gonna end up with one of my knuckles getting smashed? Oh, that was way easier than I thought. How about this top one here? Oh, that wasn't even bad. That's crazy. Cool. I really should grab a socket that, isn't a deep well, but I don't feel like getting up again. So, okay, bolt one. We go to bolt two. And there's the bracket. It's really crusty. Holy crap, I'm gonna clean this thing off a little bit. Okay, I have got the bracket off, I cleaned it up, I greased it up. Now we gotta take this old crusty rotor off. So, most of the time these are a royal pain in the butt to get off. In my case, it is also being a pain. So, because I'm replacing this rotor, I can just beat the shit out of it until it falls off. So that's what we're gonna do. Oh, that was easy. Yeah, this rotor was smoked. I mean, you can see the outside there is literally just completely toast. Cool. I'm gonna be a little bit extra here, and I'm gonna clean up the hub just with an impact and a wire wheel. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick. All right, once you got your new rotor, you got it all cleaned off, you can go ahead and pop her on. Like that. Just make sure there's no big grease on it. If you got some grease on it, just use some brake clean, wipe it off. And before you put it on, make sure you spray it all down with brake clean and give it one good wipe off, because they come coated with like a grease from the factory to prevent rusting. So yeah, you're definitely not gonna wanna have a bunch of grease when you put on your new brakes. That would suck. Okay, you got your new rotor on. Now you're going to take your bracket, which of course you guys all have cleaned and put grease in, and you're going to put that on. Aw, see, I got grease on the rotor. Damn. It's alright. Just make sure you wipe it off when you're done. Get in the backside too. Yeah. Fuck. That's annoying. Okay. Ow, my ass. Ooh-wee, I'm gonna get freaking brain damage from all this fumes from this brake grease. Jeez, I'm like huffing the shit. I'm sure there's a torque spec for these bracket bolts here. I'm just gonna get them snug for now, and then when I do the final wrap up, that's when I'll torque it to spec. Another piece of advice, take a lug nut and put it all the way down so your rotor doesn't move on you, like that. And now I can go ahead and spin it and get that grease off, so that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Okay, the rotor's clean, the bracket is on. It's not on super snug. I'm gonna go ahead and torque that to spec, and then we go ahead and put the new pads on. Another piece of advice, you want to take these pins, and you can see there used to be grease on them, but it's all dry and hard now. I'm going to go ahead and give them a good wipe off and re-grease them before I put the caliper itself back on. Alright, here I got my rear pads, the brand new ones, nice and thick. You're going to want to make sure you remember how they came off. Normally you want this wear indicator on the back side, so I'm going to put this one over there. Well, actually it'd be like this. But yeah, so that's going to go on the back side like this, and the other one's going to go on the front like that. Again, I don't think you can mess it up as long as you remember how you took it off. I know that's easier said than done, but still. Also, I am going to take just a little tiny bit of grease and put it right there. You know, right in that little slot where it's going to slide. That way it'll slide nice and easy. Now, once you got it greased up, you got to be careful. Make sure it don't hit the rotor with the freshly greased pad, because that would suck. And you're going to do the same for the front side. Don't do that. I'm sure it's fine. Again, same thing. Make sure you grease up all the slide points, the slide surfaces, I guess. I don't know what to call it, but the places where the pad's gonna slide. Put it in, just like that. Now they're nice and greased. Everything's cleaned, rust-free. Now we can go ahead and grease up these pins and put the caliper back on. I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea how much to use on these pins here, so I just lathered it pretty decent. Okay, I think we're good. Throw this John back on. Make sure those caliper slide pins are out of the way. Now, if you remember, that was a 7mm Allen, so you're going to take that and tighten her up. And these are a bit of a pain in the ass to tighten, aren't they? Also, the jack on the other side of the car is making some weird noise, and it's kind of scaring me. And that's why God gave us jack stands, I guess. Again, I'm sure there's a torque spec for these. I'm going to go ahead and torque it all to spec. Alright, I got this all put back together. I'm going to throw this guy in, final touch, and then we're going to torque it all to spec. Because I'm a good boy, and I torque everything. Oh my god, this sucks ass. Let's try the bottom first.
What are you doing now?
Trying to get it up and down.
How'd it go?
Like that.
You sure?
I'm pretty sure.
What'd it do?
It promotes even pad wear, according to Google.
Oh.
Damn it.
Put the bottom in.
That's exactly what I'm gonna try to do.
Put the bottom in first. Just do what I said. No! The other one.
This one?
Sure.
Like this?
Yes.
Like this?
Yes. Now push that down. Like that. Now just twist it a little. Ready? Put your purse down.
Ow!
Is your thumb in the way?
No, but it hurts.
What hurts?
My thumb.
For real?
Yeah.
How does it hurt?
Because it's pushing against my thumb real hard.
Here, push it. Hold it. Oh, I got it.
I'm telling you.
All right.
It'd be so much easier to bend that piece back than it would be to watch my new rotor with your metal screwdriver. Hey. Hey. Yay. I'm gonna make that look so easy on YouTube. Okay, alright. One down, 3 to go. Alright, done with the rears. Now we're moving on to the fronts. Instead of being a little Allen for the slide pins, it looks like it's a 14 millimeter. So that'll be easier, I hope. And so yeah, it looks like the bracket is still a 17. So get your handy dandy 14 out and get to work. Okay, so these bolts just kind of looks like it just holds the caliper to the pins here, and the pins are actually this thing here.
Take the caliper, take the whole bracket off. Pop your.
Oh, take the whole bracket off and then take those out?
Yeah.
That makes sense. Just these pop. Oh, those are popping
Pay
out.
attention to that. Pay attention how they went.
I will. I did on the last side.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the wear's on the inside. The little wear marker thing.
Yeah, there you go.
Cool. Okay, so once you get those out, it looks like it's going to be about the exact same process as the rears. So it's still a 17 for this bracket. I probably already said that, but break her loose and go from there. Oh my gosh, that's tight. Maybe a little. Can't really tell. There she goes. I just had to pull a little harder, I guess. Oh, it would have helped if I was going the right way.
Me too.
Oh, that's way better.
Right,
Yep. Cool. Okay.
You can do better than that.
That's fine. Do you want it perfect?
Not perfect, do a little.
It's fine.
Better than that. Good. All right, that's probably good.
Cool. There's the rotor. Okay, here we are at the workshop. I have already prepped the bracket here. You can see I have the hardware in, I've greased it up, cleaned it up. What you're gonna wanna do is take the little slide pins out. So they're attached to this rubber boot here. All you gotta do is pull the boot back. I say all you gotta do, but I have not been able to do this very well. You're supposed to be able to just pull this boot back, kind of peel it like that, and then pull this out, just like that. And you're gonna wanna take these all the way out, clean them up, and re-grease them. And keep in mind, one is different than the other. So I'll pull this one out too. You can see when you pull them both out, they're different. This one's got a black end on it, and it's like a little cut in the side. This one does not. Why? I'm not entirely sure, but don't mix them up. Just take some of this stuff, get a nice little even coat all the way down. Mine were sliding pretty good in the first place. I mean, they weren't horrible. But it definitely doesn't hurt to just give it a nice fresh coat. Make sure that boot pops back on like that, and then you can, yeah, see, that feels good. It does actually feel a little better than it did before. Surprised. Cool, one down, one to go. The kit actually came with boots, but my boots look fine, and I'm lazy, so I'm not replacing them. Ah, I see. So this end here, it actually rotates, you can see. So that's weird. So this actually spins on the pin. Not sure why, but definitely don't want to mix that up. You're gonna put it back in, work it in, make sure that boot closes on the line. Something like that, and then you're good to put this back in the car. All right, so for some reason, well, not for some reason, I totally forgot, but so I got the pads installed off the vehicle first, in the bracket first, and now I can take this whole bracket with the pads and put it on the new rotor, and so that's exactly what we're gonna do after I go and compress that caliper. So yeah, sorry I forgot to film that, but oh shit. All right, I got the first front buttoned up. Now I'm gonna go do the other front. I'm not gonna film it because I only have 8 minutes of footage left on this SD card. So I will see you guys when the car is completely done. All right, good morning, you guys. It's been a couple days since I got the brakes installed, and I'm just gonna give you a little summary of how everything's been so far. So here they are. You can see they still look nice and coated. They're not rusty yet. Obviously they're gonna get there one day. But yeah, there's the front for you. And we'll take a look at the rear. They look great. Yeah, so far so good. I mean, I've had no issues so far. They've been quiet, they stop good. It seems to be relatively low dust, at least as of so far. And the install went real smooth too. I didn't have too many hiccups. All the parts fit well, nice and smooth. Everything worked, so it was great. I would highly recommend the Power Stop so far. And I'll give you an update in 40,000 miles and see if they burnt out or not, just like the last set. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace out, have a great rest of your day.